The dream. Bro, League players need help. Dude, I don't know, man. Because at that point, it's just like prostitution, but instead of having sex, you're like sitting in call with someone, you know? It's like instead of giving money, you're giving an elo boost to a person, and instead of getting sex, you're getting attention. Like, what the fuck kind of trade-off is that? It's like, it's sad. It's like instead of paying for sex, you're paying for engagement. I mean, like, I don't know. It's sad, but I guess if there are some guys that are like that starved, whatever, you know? Pillows just can't really respond to the advances, I guess. Funny story, the first thing I ever fucked was a pillow when I was 6 years old. I went to a friend's house, and at midnight, it was a sleepover. And at midnight, he comes up to me, he's like, Dantes, come with me, I need to show you a cool game site. And then he showed me RedTube. He was 8, I was 6. And we sit there, and we're like watching porn for about like an hour. And then he said, all right, now let's go practice on pillows. So when we get girlfriends, we'll be like gods. You know what I mean? So then we went in the living room where we were sleeping, and we started just humping pillows for about an hour and a half. And then his sister woke up, and she like looked at us, but then we instantly pretend like we were asleep. So she thought it was some kind of fever dream. Legit. In game, brother. Ooh, you use your flash, summoner. Summoner, fuck off. Mine. Summoner. I want Scuttley. I want the scuttle. Do you have a permit for that scuttle crab? Alright, let's go. What's up, Uber? Did the pillow get pregnant? No. But listen, that pillow was one of 3 inanimate objects I fucked in my life. The second was a grapefruit, and the third was my mattress. You know what I mean? Just tell them they were wrong. Alright guys, so if I tell you we can win. Why red smite this game? This game? Because when the enemy commits, they hard commit. They don't run away from me. So since they don't run away, I need to I default to red. And now I'm dancing on myself out in the rain. Oh. If I tell you guys, I'm just gonna proc phase rush off him and then use my in, then I kill Jace. Oh, I have cancer. And then I dropped Q-Sax as well. Oh, I have cancer. I think we fight this. Yeah, Maokai just complete fucking inted. I completely trolled that, but Maokai inted it like really, really hard. Wait, why did Zoe just not press Q there? What the fuck? I saw. The 3 objects we need to destroy? No, but you know how fucked up the grapefruit story was? Okay, let me pause the music. The grapefruit story was fucked. Because, okay, so this was a problem. It's not just that I fucked a grapefruit. It's that it's that my brother thought that I came on his keyboard. Let me explain. So, what do I mean by that? I actually have to explain this. So what happens is I'm there and I see the grapefruit technique on YouTube, and I say, bro, what if I did the grapefruit technique but on myself? So then one day I get home from school early. My brother, he's in high school, right? And he's there, so he was getting home like a bit later than I was. So I was like, okay. And the thing is, the day before I was misbehaving, so my mom took away my computer, right? She took away my computer. She's like, no computer for the next 2 days because like you're misbehaving. So I was like, fuck. So what happens is I'm there, and what happens is I sit there, right? And I go on my brother's computer, and I'm like, all right. So I open up like fucking a bunch of like porn tabs on my brother's computer, whatever, and then I grab a grapefruit. So then I sit there and I fucking like I cut the grapefruit at both ends, right? And then I tried I made a hole in the middle and I tried fucking it. But the thing is, the first hole I made was too small. So it's like while I was doing it, the juice was like squirting everywhere. And I was like, fuck. So then I was like, okay, I need to like reforge this hole. You know what I mean? So I sat there and I fucking made the hole bigger this time, right? But then the problem is that when I made the hole bigger, essentially, now I had to like squeeze because it was too big, right? So it's like I'm there and I'm trying to jerk off with this grapefruit, and the grapefruit's cold because I didn't put it in the microwave. It feels like shit. I'm getting cancer. There's juice squirting everywhere, and I was like, I fucking CBA with this shit, dude. So then after about like 5 minutes of trying, I was just like, all right, fuck it. Let me just like stop this shit, right? So then I just like throw away the grapefruit and I go back to my room and I start reading books, right? So then my brother, he gets home from school like half an hour later, and he comes to my room. He's like, dude, why is my keyboard sticky? And I looked at him and I was like, fuck. And I told him, like, oh, it's because I was eating a grapefruit and the grapefruit juice must like went on your keyboard, legit, you know, like no cancer. And then he looks at me and he's like, okay. And he comes back to in my room like a few minutes later, and he says, why was the grapefruit not eaten, and why does it have a penis-shaped hole in the middle of it?" And I looked at him, and it's like, I just said nothing. I just looked at him, and then he just left without saying a word. And in that moment, I know for a fact that he thought different of me. It's like he's never gonna think of me the same ever. Legit. No, I don't want to do this. It's around special, I mean, it's not really like possible that she dies. Wait, what? Keep Cusacks off this? Perfect. Flesh, the life hack is a rubber gloves and a warm damp towel. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've actually heard of that. Funny story. Here, I'll give you guys more insight on the kind of guy I am. One time, when I first started watching porn, I was like 12 or 13. And then the thing is, I didn't know that you could clear your history on your iPad. So one day my brother used my iPad, right? He was like 14 at the time. And what happens is this fucker looks at my search history and he's like, dude, what are you looking at? And I just looked at him and I was like, oh shit. So then for the next like week, he like starts holding it over my head that he knows that I started like watching porn, you know? And then anytime I'd give him cancer, he'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up or I'm telling mom. You know what I mean? Or like he'd tell my mom that I was watching porn, you know? So then one day, it's like he said it, and I said, I fucking CBA with you. So I walked up to my mom, and I just said, Mom, I've been watching porn for the last week and a half, you know? I just said, fuck it. It's like he thought he was gonna blackmail me. Go fuck yourself. I'll show you who you can fucking blackmail, bitch. Learn your fucking lane, boy. And I fucking I admitted it to my mom, and then she just looked at me. She said nothing. She's like, why the fuck is he telling me this, you know? But said she didn't know that I was getting, like, blackmailed by my brother. And so I'm the kind of guy who it's like, you can't hold anything over me because I'll just fucking come out with it. Alright, we just say Herald mid after. Did I ever get the beta alanine? No. But apparently my parents were right. And they said that... Well, Stevens was saying that apparently beta alanine does fuck with your blood pressure. So apparently I was wrong. What happened to Umbral Glaive Rush? Umbral Glaive Rush is only good when you don't need to go to Nasty Secondary. This game, because the enemy team has a lot of CC with Maokai, and I also benefit a lot from going... Or I don't really benefit a lot, but I benefit a bit by going anti-heal versus the Maokai matchup. So that's why I decided to go Train Sword. It's like Umbral Glaive is a really good rush, but it's only good if the enemy team doesn't really have any CC. Beta alanine is dog shit? No, but the thing is, I really like the feeling of like there being ants in my skin. I'm gonna be honest. It makes me feel like alive, you know? It makes me want to like fucking do some crazy shit to get them out. It's like, get the fuck out of my skin! You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm mentally in it. It's like, I like... You know, there was this one time, I'll tell you guys a story of the first time I ever took pre-workout and beta alanine, right? I was there and I took pre-workout for the first time ever. And I was feeling like, my entire body, it felt fucking numb. It felt numb. I'm like, it felt numb, but I could feel like that urge to like scratch. You know what I mean? Like that urge of like itchiness, right? So what happens is at one point, it was a chest day, right? I love this story. So what happens is there's a chest day. And essentially, right? I'll tell you guys what happens. I'm there, right? And it's a fucking chest day. Right? It's a chest day. And I was doing cable chest flies like that. And at one point, I'm there and I'm doing my sets and I feel like God, right? I'm pushing more weight than I ever had. And it's like I was going for these reps because I literally felt like my body could not feel a thing. Like it literally felt numb, right? And I felt like a fucking God, honestly. Like I really, really did. And then what happens is at one point, right? This lady comes up to me and she starts tapping on my shoulder. And I look at her and I'm like, what do you want? What the fuck do you want? You know, because like I was there mentally. And then she points at my arm and I look down and there's like this river of blood running down my arm. I'm not even trolling. So it turned out that the fucking cable was digging into my skin every time I pushed, and it was literally tearing up my entire arm. I'm not even trolling. And I looked down and there's this fucking like pool of blood on the floor. And then I just started laughing because I didn't even realize it was there. Like I did not feel a fucking thing, you know what I mean? I was like, holy shit. And I just said fuck it, cleaned it up a bit, and then finished my workout. That was one of the craziest workouts of my life, I swear to God. One of the genuine craziest workouts of my fucking life. Oh, I'll just sell it out because I'm worth 1k. It's like, normally I would have vaulted in there, but I don't have 2 items yet, so I'm not actually 1v9 yet. But I will be soon. And when I am, I'll be able to actually turn that shit. This is definitely a Cleaver game, though. And I'm sorry that I couldn't get to you. Okay, so instead of securing the Herald with me, Gwen tried 1v5ing and it worked. Lit? you fucking serious? No, that's so cancer, actually. I mean, at least Maokai gets it. What is the benefit of building Man Immune even though you're not close to full stacks? None. You get cancer. That's all you get. Because you're wasting your gold. What was the first goal I had when I started hitting the gym? Two goals. First one was that when I'd go and I'd change in the locker room, I would actually use the school locker room. Because up until 11th grade, I would always change in the bathroom. I would always change in the bathroom before gym class because I didn't want people to like see me. So I'd change in like a stall, right? And then my other goal was that when I'd go to the beach, I'd feel confident enough to be shirtless instead of always wearing like a sun shirt. Because I'd wear those like sun shirts that people wear at the beach because I wanted to like cover up my body, you know? So those are my two. We just forced this one. Hey, karate. Thanks for the prime. Welcome. Also, it's carrot. It's either carrots or like karate. Thank you. Nice. And then we go for Blue Gromp. Okay, Gwen is in the middle of 5 people. I think she actually wins this shit, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, I have cancer for that R. I'm gonna be honest, I thought that was fucking Rel. I didn't realize it was Jace, so I would have, like, played more on the outskirts. Two years ago, you were 267. Now you got down to 97. There you go. Give it up. Keep running it. I'm telling you, like, I remember when I was 16 and I first started, I said I'd play for my 20 years old power spike. So my goal was just to get to a point where when I turned 20, I wanted to actually, like, look good. That was always my goal. I always played for, like, the long term. 2 questions on. Do you use creatine and what protein do you use? My favorite protein brand is C4, and as for creatine, yeah, I do. Is the transfer cooldown 2 weeks? Yeah. It do be. Can't promise I won't cry. Alright, all I need now is Manamune. Manamune and we're okay. Dude, I swear in games like this, where it's like the enemy team has a team that I can't really kill, I feel like I should just be going Chem Tank second. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just go Chem Tank second and play for my team to do damage. Because it always feels impossible for me to actually do anything. What's up, Parvati? We just switch accounts and hit a transferring juice. Well, I tell you, this account is a transferred account. You know what I mean? Like, low-key. It's like, it's not a retransferred account, though. It's a transferred account. It was my Donham Dantas US account. But yeah, in a game like this where I have a Fed Gwen, Fed Sivir, it's like I can't afford to go just Chem Tank. What did Riot actually change about transfers? Nothing. They just made it so you can transfer to another region and transfer back in the same day. That's all I did. Now you wait. If you transfer to another region, you have to wait 2 weeks to transfer back to your original region. Oh. Honestly, not bad at all. 2 ults down, plus just on a 20 HP. Oh my god, one more Q is all I would have taken. Oh, she lives! Nice. Alright, give me Captain Tank. Gimme. I want it. What does transferring do? Exclamation mark LP. It's pretty much like it gives you a fresh start on the season. Alright. What if I told you guys we can win now? No bullshit. No bullshit's winnable now. I saw it in the dark. I passed. Lost in. Alright, guys. No cancer, we can win. Yeah, we definitely don't want to do this if Gwen's top. Gwen top, Janna dead. Fighting is not in our best interest. Gwen is going in. Okay? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Perfect. Oh. Well then. Yeah, I should have definitely got Chem Tank as like a second item this game. Would have been 100 times better. Is there a Hardstyle remix of the Lil Nas song? Yeah. If you look at my Conquer playlist, there's it's called Hard Flip. Hard Flip remix. You love me. Fuck off. Okay, but what if I just told you guys were chilling though? What if I just told you guys low-key we're vibing? 1350 for chem tank, and then we're okay. I was serious about one more wave. I can like over shove here because worst case scenario I ult out with phase rush and I just leave. Do you measure your viewers' cock size? I'm gonna be honest, I've been streaming for about 3 years now. Streaming on average 12 hours a day, 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, right? And I have never in my life read that message before, ever. That is the first time I ever see someone ask that question, genuinely. I've never seen that. I promise you, I've never seen that in my life. Like I'm the only girl in the world. Like I'm the only one that you're living up. Alright, we just back off and get soul for free. Just back off and get soul for free. Okay. If I just told you guys that now we have the soul, so the game just became 100 times more winnable. But the weird thing is, I don't even know why we haven't won yet. So it's one of those games where you don't even know why it's lasting this long. When am I hopping on test? Never. Never, because I would never be able to handle it mentally, seeing my body when I'm off cycle. Jesus Christ. If it just wasn't for Zonia there. If it wasn't for stopwatch, I actually just hard win. Wish I got next item. Maybe Death Sands last? I guess Death Sands could be good here. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's fun. I mean, if I would have vaulted better onto the Rel and gotten my fear off on Jace, I'm pretty sure I would have won that a lot harder too. Alright, let's run it. It's like, now we might just have to run it up. I have stopwatch, I should be okay. I mean, listen, last fight was a literal 3v5. Just clear their vision. She has a trick. When you want to clear wards, you just need to like fuck around with the camera angle. Why didn't Shasan just enter the game away? I have cancer with these ults. I'm gonna be honest, my ults this game, like the last few fights, have just been so terrible. If I ulted better, we would have won the fights a lot harder. In games where you don't need chainsword first, do you rush it first? That's a boost singed. That's alright, bro. I mean, I'm sorry.